guys, it's Mark from 2Dog RC. What we're going to do today is called troubleshooting. I've had a couple people ask, how do I know if I've got a bad motor, or is it a bad PDB or a speed controller? So what we're going to do in this video is show you how to troubleshoot a PDB like that's on the Crusaders, the Diatone Tyrants, and other ships that have a built-in PDB. Generally, it's all going to be the same. For today's lesson, we will need your ship and a multimeter. I got this one long time ago. Probably you could pick one up at a Harbor Freight or any store really will have multimeters. Walmart, probably maybe your local gas station. So what we're going to do is we're checking continuity. In other words, does the positive from your battery lead make it all the way to your positive on your PDB? That's basically what we're trying to find out. Is there continuity? Is there a straight line that's connected? Or are there breaks? For example, if you crash real hard, did you break one of these traces in your PDB? So, first thing you do, you take your multimeter. Ta-da! You're going to turn it down here to 20K on this little horseshoe sign. I believe that's ohms. So you want 20K on the little horseshoe. Okay, and you're going to see a 1. The 1 means there's no continuity. There's a break. So basically, you've got your two leads, and with the 1, that means there's no direct connection between these two wires. If you touch them together, it goes to 0. That means there's a connection, there's a loop. You've closed the circuit. So open circuit, closed circuit. So if it was a closed circuit, it would be like turning your light switch to on, light switch off. That's generally synopsis. Okay, so you got your board. Okay, so let's first check the continuity of our positive and negative. And this is something you should do whenever you get a new ship or you do a new build or you modify something. This is what I always check this every single time. This will save you from smoking everything. Okay, so again, no leads connected. We've got a 1. I'm going to go down here to the battery terminal. I'm going to put the negative on the negative and the positive on the positive. And you should see it creep up. See it's going up. That means that there's resistance and you don't have a short. Now let's say you had a short in your system. So somewhere a positive and negative wire across, or you had reverse polarity, it would look like this. Oh, that's bad. So if you ever see that when you're testing negative and positive, you have a short. So this is good. This is bad. Okay, so now let's say for this ship, we've had a bad number 1, 2 arm. So something was wrong on the number 2 motor or speed controller. For some reason, it wasn't working right. So the first thing we want to check, let's make sure we're getting power there. So we'll put our little meter in the middle. Well, not the middle. How about over here? We can see that. Okay, so we want to check power. So power comes from your battery. So somewhere in this PDB, there's a trace from your positive to your positive. So I'm going to connect to the positive here, and on the PDB, it's marked positive. I'm going to connect there. Now this should be 0. There should be a direct connection between these ports. Now I'm going to check from the negative to the negative. That should be 0. In other words, somewhere in here, there's a line that connects that point and that point. So it's on the same circuit board or circuit or trace. Now, if you had a short and you connected the negative to the positive and you got a 0, that's a short. That's another way to check for a short. So you've got, they're crossed. Now, so we know what we just did. Positive to positive, there's 0. That's good, that's connected. Negative to negative, that's good, that's connected. So we know there's power getting to that board. Now here's the tricky part. We want to see, is there a signal getting there? Because on this PDB, the signals connect there, and it traces, and it comes up this wire and connects here to your flight controller. So there's a couple ways to do this one. So what we're going to do is we'll check the signal from the arm all the way to the flight control board. So on this board, it goes ground, 5 volts, then 1 and 2. They're marked. So this is number arm 1, arm 2. So you put this on the signal, which is the middle one here. See, it's got a little squiggly. And then very carefully, you're going to find the 2 and touch your positive there. And it should go to 0. Boom. So that means we are getting a signal or a connection from this line all the way to our flight controller. Now, let's say we did that, connected here, and let's say oh no, we're not getting connection. So now what we can do, let's say we don't know what it is. Let's take out this plug very carefully. And now, so the number 2 arm, so it goes ground, 5 volts, 1, 2. So the number 4 wire. So the number 4 wire into the harness is 1, 2, 3, 4, and touch here. Should be 0. Okay? So this way you could check to see, do you have a bad cable or do you have a bad flight controller? So in this instance, we have a good connection. It's 0. So we have a connection from here through the wire to the pin, and then we also have a good connection from the pin to the flight controller. So that's how you would check the continuity of the components on your board. And you can kind of troubleshoot and see what parts you need to replace. Do you need to replace speed controller, motor, or did your PDB get shot? Another good way to check, you might have an issue on a PDB. Sometimes these LED lights go out, and sometimes that means there's a trace broken somewhere. But sometimes those traces are so close to the edge that they break very easily anyway. So if you've got any questions, comment in the comments below, and we'll try to help you guys out as much as we can on these boards. You can buy the Diatone Tyrant, Crusaders, and other great supplies at twodogrc.com. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, one more thing, I'd like to make a shout out to Great 3D and Plastic Spider Designs. They sent me some great 3D printed parts today. Great shipping, neat products, and I just got a little case for my tiny whoop. So if you need anything, check those guys out.